So Man United take on Man City in the derby on Saturday at Old Trafford. Guardiola against Mourinho. It's going to be a blockbuster game. Both teams had busy summers, lots of signings. But who has got the best defence? Who's got the best midfield? Who's got the best attack? And who has got the best overall squad? What we're going to do is run through and compare all the players. We're going to leave votes on all the videos, so make sure you check it out in the corner there and vote on your best players. And we're going to run through all of them, so make sure you look at them all. Starting off in defence, we've got David De Gea against Claudio Bravo. Now this one, for me, is an easy one, but we're going to run through both options anyway. De Gea has been one of the best goalkeepers in the world for a couple of years now. Probably last year was where he's really sort of announced himself as such a consistent goalkeeper. When he arrived at United, he was making mistakes left, right and centre. He arrived as a boy. Now he's a man. You know, he's Spain's number one, he's Man United's number one. He's undoubtedly one of the best in the Premier League, and he's definitely the best goalkeeper in this Manchester derby. But his alternative, Claudio Bravo, hasn't even played for Manchester City yet. And he will. It looks like he's going to make his debut in the derby. Doesn't get much bigger than that. But the whole goalkeeping situation at Man City has been quite funny to watch, because Joe Hart has been kicked to the sidelines, as he should have, because he's a shit goalkeeper. Pep Guardiola has brought in an ex-Barcelona goalkeeper. It's kind of obvious, you know, he likes a ball-playing goalkeeper. That's why he's brought Bravo in. But Bravo couldn't even tie De Gea's shoelaces right now. So there's only one winner here. But let me know who you think is the best goalkeeper. That corner over there. I pointed the wrong way. Now at right back, Man United's Antonio Valencia has made a uncharacteristic good start to the season. You know, he's not a right back. He never has been a right back. But somehow he shoehorned himself in at right back and developed himself into genuinely what looks like a decent right back this season. Something he's never had before is positional discipline, and under Mourinho he seems to have got that. You know, he's always had a physique. That's always one thing that Valencia has had, but intelligence-wise, he's not been that good as a defender, but he looks like he's resolved his problems. You know, he was nominated for Premier League Player of the Month. I don't even think he was nominated for Man United's Player of the Month, which is a bit weird. But Valencia has usurped Matteo Darmian. Timothy Fosu-Mensah is trying to get up behind him, but so far, Valencia has been one of Man United's best players this season. And looking at Man City's right-back options, they started with Bacary Sagna for the first game, but then in the subsequent two games, Pablo Zabaleta came into that team. Now, Zabaleta previously, a few years ago, he was a cracking right-back. I do think he's a little bit past it. And I do have questions over Bacary Sagna as well. So I don't actually think there's an outstanding choice here. I think there's going to be plenty that argue Valencia, plenty that argue Sagna or Zabaleta. Let me know who you think with the vote in the corner, but who is the best right-back in the two teams. Now this one is definitely going to split opinion. We've got Eric Bailly on one side and we've got John Stones on the other. Two big signings for both clubs. Both clubs needed new centre-backs, and to be honest, both players have made excellent starts. Eric Bailly, brought from Villarreal. I'll be honest, I've never seen him play before, but he has looked like a defensive powerhouse. He's a proper Vidic type defender, just throws himself into every tackle, but his timing has been superb. I think it was against Hull. You know, Hull never got over the halfway line because Eric Bailly was always aggressive, always on the halfway line, always getting the ball back very, very early. And that makes such a difference to when you want to control a game, to not be sat on the edge of your 18-yard box, to win the ball back early. And he looks like a cracking player. His celebration against Hull, probably my favourite moment of the season so far. But so far, Bailly has looked superb. And so has John Stones. I think personally that John Stones was the best signing that Man City made this summer, because just as Claudio Bravo is a Barcelona goalkeeper, perfect for Guardiola, John Stones is a defender who needed someone like Guardiola to get the best out of him. And already he is their out-and-out first-choice centre-back. You know, you've got Nicolas, Otamendi, somehow Kolarov has been shoehorned in at centre-back. Then you've got Mangala, who has been loaned out. He was a waste of money. But Stones has looked really confident. You know, he's still got lots to develop. He's only 22, but I think so far he's made an excellent start to his career at Man City. I think there's going to be plenty of City fans in the comments here who think that he has started better than Bailly, but let me know who you think has started better and who would you have in your best defence in Manchester right now. So we've had Eric Bailly, we've had John Stones, but who's going to partner them in defence? The two options we have are Daley Blind and Nicolas Otamendi. Now, Blind is not a centre-back. All Man United fans are aware of it, but over the last two seasons, he has developed into a centre-back who everybody keeps questioning about when Blinder's going to get found out, but he hasn't really been found out yet. He's the smartest centre-back in the Premier League. His head is on an axle all the time. He's always looking around, and he's definitely helped Eric Bailly develop as quickly as he has done. And now, I've still got my doubts over whether Blind can be a centre-back all this season for Man United, especially when we've got Chris Smalling on the bench, who I would argue would be in my starting 11, but he hasn't played yet. But Blind continues to impress, and as long as he does that, as I said, we've only conceded 1 goal so far in the Premier League. He is a good option. But is he going to be in your combined Manchester starting 11? You vote here. Other option, you've got Nicolas Otamendi. Otamendi, again, there's question marks over him since he arrived at Man City, like Mangala. But Mangala's been shipped out on loan and Otamendi has stuck around. But there are still questions over whether he can develop into this powerhouse defender that he was at Valencia. He hasn't shown that yet. He's shown it in fleeting appearances, but you know, Man City have spent probably over 100 million trying to find a partner or a replacement for Vincent Kompany. Otamendi's one of those big money signings, but he hasn't really done it. He certainly hasn't settled anywhere nearly as quickly as John Stones has. And would he be in the Manchester's best defence? You choose by voting there. Now, at left back, we have got Luke Shaw against Alexander Kolarov. Shaw, last season, it was fucking cruel. I was at the PSV game. I didn't even know what happened. I just saw players lying on the floor and nobody knew what happened until someone found out on their phone that he'd broken his leg. And everyone had question marks. Could Shaw come back from that? Because it's a sort of injury that can end careers. He's come back this season looking like he has not missed a beat. And he's playing exactly how he was at the start of last year. Excellent, excellent form. Really starting to get his confidence back. He's all about the barnstorming runs forward. That's what you need from modern day fullbacks. It's probably the hardest position in football, I think, now. You've got to be able to run forward, get crosses in, but at the same time, get back in defence. And he's doing both and doing it very, very well and helping Man United's defence. We've only conceded 1 goal this year, so I suppose the proof is in the pudding. And then you look at Man City. They're playing Kolarov at left back. They're playing Clichy at left back. Let's talk about both. As I said, Kolarov is getting shoehorned in at centre-back on occasions, but he's also playing left-back. He's not really a left-back, is he? He's a sort of player that you know would rather play at left wing, but for some reason he wasn't good enough there, so he got played at left-back instead. I think he's cracking in attack, but there's real question marks over his defensive capabilities. I think Clichy's a better defender, but he's worse going forward, so you've got tit for tat, potato, potato. You don't know which one to have. But I think there's only one choice to have here in your best left back in the Manchester teams at the moment. I'm saying Luke Shaw. Let me know who you think it is with the votes up there. So that's it for the best defence. Who would be in your team? Make sure you vote on here. There's all 5 votes there. I would have De Gea, I would have Luke Shaw, I would have John Stones, Eric Bailly, and I'd probably have Antonio Valencia. Not that I think he's the best right back in the league, but given the options we've got here, he's my choice. Let me know yours by voting there, and make sure you check out the other videos because we've got 3 more. We're going to have to look at the best midfield, the best attack, and the best overall squad. So make sure you check them out, and there'll be lots of other build-up as well to the Manchester derby on Saturday. So check that out too.